Today we're going to be making this really beautiful mini vase. I love the shape of the little curve here and then how it flares out in the top. And then at the end we'll go ahead and add some silk flowers. So please stay tuned. The first step in making the mini vases is you're going to take a softcover book of at least 250 pages or more. And you're going to rip the top and the bottom off. And then we're going to cut this in half. That's how we make this mini. So go ahead and measure. So this is about 21 centimeters. So I'm going to cut it right at that 10.5 mark. Just right here. I like to do it along text so that it helps keep it straight. Also a nice helpful hint as well is cut away from the binding. And this is just an X-Acto knife. And just be careful, and you're just going to go ahead and slowly let the knife do the work. Cut your book all the way down. I'm also using this self-healing mat underneath just in case I go a little crazy. I don't want to damage my furniture. While I'm doing this, it would be like good time for you to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the weekly tutorials. And I would love to know under comments how you decorated your vase. I love getting new ideas. So I'm just going to continue doing this. If you're not comfortable with an X-Acto knife, you could do this with a pair of scissors. It does go fairly quickly. Once you cut all the way through, you should be able to just kind of break it in half like so. And then for this project, you'll only need half. So you'll be able to make 2 vases, which is the nice thing. Next thing is, this is going to be way too long, so I'm going to cut each page in half. So I'm just going to take that first page, like so, and then I'm going to cut this in half. Now, when you cut this in half, you could continue using your X-Acto knife. I just use scissors for this step, but that's totally up to you. Once you've cut the book, your next step is going to be doing the folding. And this fold consists of 2 folds. We have this, which I call an upside down Christmas tree fold. And then we have this fold. Very, very easy. So for the first fold, you're going to take the bottom right corner and bring it up along the gutter. Then you're going to take that whole page and fold it up along the gutter. So it almost looks like an ice cream cone with this little extra flap right here that we'll cut off later. And then for your next fold, top right corner, you're going to bring it down again along this gutter. And then you're going to take the bottom right up to meet it. So it looks like a sailboat, like so. Then you're going to take this tip and bring it into the gutter like so. And that's what's going to give the really pretty shape. So again, it's just those 2 folds. The upside down Christmas tree, bottom right up, and then the whole thing along the gutter. And then for the other one, bottom right down. Top right down. And bottom right up, and then bring the tip in. Show you a few more times. And upside down Christmas tree. our sailboat fold and then bringing that tip in. And you're going to repeat that all the way throughout the book. And what will happen is it will naturally curve. So how this got rounded is it just happens naturally because the binding right here in the middle just kind of collapses that way. So it makes that really nice circular. It's very relaxing. Unlike traditional book folding, there's absolutely no measuring involved. So it's really an easier, a little bit more relaxing. And yet you get this beautiful, beautiful little tiny vase at the end that's just perfect for decorating. The full size is great, but it takes up a lot of real estate in your house of where to put it. So this kind of solves that problem where these are smaller, you can fit more, and they look really cute on a bookshelf, a mantle, a desk, or wherever. Make beautiful gifts for Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, just spring in general. So I'm going to continue folding this throughout the book. And then when we meet back, I'm going to show you how we're going to add our flowers and really turn this into something really special. So as you can see, very, very quickly, we have this. Now the last step, once you go throughout the whole book, is you're going to cut these tips off. And to do that is I like to turn the book upside down. It's easier to see. And right here, where this triangle meets that seam right here, you're just going to cut that little piece off. Like so. And once you do that, and you can do more than one page at once, you'll really be able to see the vase coming to life. Oops. So you can really see this beautiful vase coming. So once you're finished, it's going to look like this. And then you have some choices. You can either use a hot glue gun or you can use E6000 glue. Both are very good options. This is the E6000 glue. It does have a very strong smell, so you might want to do it in a well-ventilated area, and you really don't want to get it on your skin. If you're not comfortable with that, you can definitely just use a hot glue gun. That's fine too. But before I do that, I like to just put my flowers in, arrange them, and see how they're going to look. When I'm arranging flowers, I think it's easiest just to arrange it in your hand first and see what you think looks nice. I always usually start with 3 of my primaries, which are going to be these blush colored roses, and then I like to mix in different textures. So those might be fun. And then you have all your florals. I mean, all of your leaves. Sorry. And I just think of them more of like a nice backdrop. And I just have these nice wire cutters. But once I get the idea, not exactly, but the idea, I like something like this. I like the blush with a little bit of the yellow tones and then the green leaves. I'm going to go ahead and start inserting them into our vase. So I'm going to start with our 3 main flowers. One will be the tallest, and I'm going to go ahead and add some of our E6000. The nice thing with the E6000 is it doesn't dry right away, so it does give you some time to play with it. I'm trying to go with different heights. So it's all about different heights, different textures, contrasting colors. So I think something like that might be pretty. Where we have the 3 different heights, like so. Then I'm going to add these. The nice thing about these 2 vases is that you can just insert them for the most part, and they hold with friction from the tightness of the fold. The glue just secures it a bit more, especially if you're going to be giving it as a gift and transporting it. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with this third or not. I'm going to think about that a little bit longer. I'm going to take these leaves off just so I can use them as filler on the bottom, I think. I also like to try to get different angles. Maybe I'll leave that leaf on. You definitely want to leave some foliage just so it gives that nice contrast with the book. So once you get to this point where you have it how you like it, you can add all your final ribbons if you like. So I like to usually tie a ribbon somewhere on my vase, totally optional. I'm going to use this navy blue ribbon. And I think I'm just going to glue it like so. Instead of a bow, I think I'm just going to tie the ribbon like so. Just a dab of glue. Like so. Cut this on the bias. So once this dries, I have these half pearls. They come in all different shapes and sizes, like so. And I'm just going to glue that right, just to give it a little bit of a focal point. Just a dab of glue. I think I might do 2. I think that's really, really pretty. I'm just going to let that all dry.